Good morning, my dear student. Now, here in this lecture, we will continue with the previous lecture. Okay, in the previous lecture, we have discussed about the universality of management. In this lecture, this point is also same, which I have explained. Point here, the features of principles of management. The same points are here. There are few little bit changes, but there is no worry about it. Okay, the next point is management principles are not universally applicable. The meaning of it is the principles of the management is universally not applicable, because in the last lecture I have explained you that the few points of the principles are universally accepted, but why it is accepted, which we have discussed in the previous lecture. Now in this lecture, why the management principles are not universally applicable. There are many reasons that we can say that like principles of the management are universally not applicable. The main four reasons are there. The first point is that relative functionality. Relative functionality means whatever functions we are performing in the organization, it depends on the previous one or in the next one. Ultimately, we can say that the function is connected with other functions also. That's why whatever activities we have performed in the previous one, as per the previous one, we have to perform the next one. That's why we can say that whatever activities we have implemented in the previous one, we have to follow the same techniques for the next one. That's why we cannot say that it is universally applicable. This is the point which create that management principles are not universally applicable, because the activities which we are performing in a single unit cannot be applicable in every unit, or whatever activities we have performed in the previous one, on the basis of the previous one we are performing for the next one. That's why it is not universally accepted or universally applicable. જેમ કે આપણે કહી શકીએ છીએ કે પાછળ જે એક્ટિવિટી કરેલી છે એને ધ્યાનમાં રાખીને આપણે બીજી એક્ટિવિટી કરવાની છે, તો પાછળની એક્ટિવિટીઝને આપણે ધ્યાનમાં લેશું તો એ પ્રમાણે જ આપણને કરવું પડશે. બરાબર? તો બધી જગ્યાએ સેમ ટેકનિક એપ્લિકેબલ થશે નહીં. એટલે આપણે કહી શકીએ છીએ કે આપણે જે ટેકનિક પાસ્ટમાં યુઝ કરતા આવીએ છીએ એ પ્રમાણે એના બેઝ ઉપરથી આપણે ફ્યુચરની અમુક ટેકનિક યુઝ કરીએ છીએ. સો હિયર વર્ડ વી કેન યુઝ ધ રિલેટિવ ફંક્શનાલિટી. Okay, the next point is organizational approach may differ, or in a simple word we can say that different organization implement the different techniques of getting the work done by others. All the organization cannot apply the same techniques. For example, in our college, whatever techniques we are implementing to getting the work done by others, the same techniques, same method cannot be applicable in the college which is located out of our country. For example, in US, UK, etc. The same thing applicable in the organization side, like the organization which is located in Jaipur. The same techniques applicable by the Jaipur organization which is located in the Jaipur cannot applicable in the company which is located in Surat, Bhavnagar, or etc. That's why we can say that the techniques is different as per the organizations, or different organization apply the different techniques to getting the work done by others. That's why the management principles are not universally applicable. So the second point is that which create that universality is not possible is organizational approach may differ. ઓકે, એટલે આપણે કહી શકીએ છીએ કે ડિફરન્ટ ઓર્ગેનાઇઝેશન છે એ ડિફરન્ટ ટેકનિક યુઝ કરે છે કામ કરાવવામાં. તો ડિફરન્ટ ટેકનિક્સ એ ડિફરન્ટ ઓર્ગેનાઇઝેશન યુઝ કરે છે, એના કારણે જ પ્રિન્સિપલ્સ જે છે, સિદ્ધાંતો જે છે એ સેમ રહેતા નથી. એટલે આપણે કહી શકીએ છીએ કે મેનેજમેન્ટ પ્રિન્સિપલ્સ આર નોટ યુનિવર્સલી એપ્લિકેબલ. થર્ડ પોઈન્ટ ઇઝ complete universally is not possible, or in the simple word we can say that whatever techniques we are using in our country, the same techniques cannot be used by the other countries, or 100% techniques which got succeed in our countries cannot be succeed in the other countries. For example, if we want to motivate our employees with the help of financial motivation, we provide the financial incentive to our employees so that employees get motivated in the organization. Okay, so this technique is applicable in our country like in India, but in a UK we cannot say that the 100% techniques which got succeed in India, the same technique will be succeed in UK or USA. In maybe it is possible that the financial motive will not be as much effective as in our country, so that 100% universality is not possible. Okay, જે ટેકનિક આપણે યુઝ કરીએ છીએ આપણા દેશમાં આપણી ઓર્ગેનાઇઝેશનની અંદર, એ જ બધી ટેકનિક્સ બીજા દેશમાં તો બીજી કોઈ ઓર્ગેનાઇઝેશનમાં 100% સક્સેસફુલ થશે એ પોસિબલ નથી. That's why we can say that management principles are not universally applicable. The fourth point and the most important point is cultural difference. Yes, cultural difference. In our country, we are following the particular traditional way of getting the work done by other. Different culture is that, and in other countries they are also following their own culture. So cultural differentialities also create that management principles are not universally applicable. For example, in our country we are following the vegetarian diets. In other countries they are not following this diet. In our country we are accepting some rules and regulations, we are following some nature as per our culture. Okay, for example, we are giving holidays on Diwali, on Raksha Bandhan, etc., etc., but in outside they are giving in different festival the different holidays. So different culture follow the different rules and regulations. So here we can say that whatever culture we are following in our country, we are believing in our country, the other countries are not believing in that culture, they are believing in their own culture. So whatever techniques they are applying to getting the work done by others, the same techniques we cannot apply in our country because we are following the different culture, we are focusing on the different way, they are also following the different culture, they are following in a different way. That's why whatever techniques used by the organization which is not located in our country, which is located in different country, they are following their own culture, but in our country we are following our country's culture. For example, in Gujarat we are following the different culture, in Maharashtra they are following the different culture, in South India they are also following the different culture, in out of the countries like US they are following the different culture. So cultural differences also create that management principles are not universally applicable. Okay, so these are the four main points which create that management principles are not universally applicable. Okay, the most important questions for your examination is features of management. Basically there are many features of the management, but these are the 14 features of management is the most important point for your examinations. Features, characteristics, you can use the word of characteristics of management also. So here the feature of the management, the first point is continuous and never ending process. Management is a continuous process, it is never ending process. Here we cannot say that if we have completed then management is not useful, if we have achieved the goal then management is not useful. No, it is wrong, because management is a continuous process. As per the existence of the organization, the management will also be existed with them, so that જ્યાં સુધી ઓર્ગેનાઇઝેશનનું અસ્તિત્વ રહેશે ત્યાં સુધી મેનેજમેન્ટનું પણ અસ્તિત્વ રહેશે. The meaning of continuous and never ending process is the process. Here we can say that organization following the particular culture, particular way of getting the work done by others and achieving the goal and survive in the market till the existence of the organization, the management will also exist with them. So જ્યાં સુધી ઓર્ગેનાઇઝેશનનું અસ્તિત્વ રહેશે ત્યાં સુધી મેનેજમેન્ટનું અસ્તિત્વ રહેશે. It is never ending process. So it is the first characteristics of the management, or it is the first features of the management. Like management is a continuous process and it is never ending process. Okay, second point, management is an art of getting work done from people. Yes, it is the definition. Whatever point I have explained you in the first lecture, like management is an art of getting things done by others. This definition is given by the Kunz and O'Donnell. Management એક કળા છે બીજા પાસેથી કામ કઢાવી લેવાની. Okay, so it is also feature of the management, because the person who are managing the things, he cannot work, but he give the order to others and other will work for them. That's why it is an art of getting things done by others. Okay, third point, the features of management. The third feature is result oriented. Management is a result oriented activity. Yes, why we are focusing on the management side? Because we want to achieve something. For example, in the organization want to achieve maximum profit. Other organization want to maximum goal maximum productivity. The few organization provide the societal benefits. So ultimately we can say that there is something fixed goal. As per the goal, management perform. That's why management is the goal oriented activity, or it is the result oriented activity. Without goal, without result, we cannot decide the management. For example, in your examination, you have decided that you want to clear 12th standard. As per your end result, as per your goal, like your goal is you want to pass the 12th standard. It is your goal. As per your goal, you are managing your work, managing your time and performing as per your decided activities, decided result. That's why it is the features of management. It is the result oriented activities. If you have a result, if you have a goal, and as per the goal you are performing your activities, so it is the features of management. Fourth point, multidisciplinary in nature. Yes, multidisciplinary in nature. Ultimately we can say that management cannot perform only single activities, but it manage many activities to achieve a single goal, to achieve the single goal. So here manager cannot only perform only to the getting the work done by others, but they are managing the employees, they are providing the work, they are managing the relation with others, etc. Point, they are managing in the organization. So here we can say that multidisciplinary in nature. It cannot focus only a single criteria, it cannot focus only to a single activities, but it perform in a many activities. It's create their focus in a many department. That's why it is multidisciplinary in nature. Fifth point, group and not an individual activity. Yes, management is a group activities and it is not an individual activities. Why? Because in the definition we have learned, management is an art of getting things done by others. Means here the management cannot possible minimum 2 persons, or it require more than 2 persons to perform the activities. That's why it is the group activities, not an individual activities. So it is the features or characteristics of the management. Sixth point, follows established principles or rules. Sixth characteristics or feature of the management is that it follows established principles or rules. પહેલાથી જ ડિસાઇડ કરેલા નિયમોનું પાલન કરે છે અને એ પ્રમાણે વર્ક કરે છે, જેને આપણે કહેશું ફોલોઝ એસ્ટાબ્લિશ્ડ પ્રિન્સિપલ્સ ઓર રૂલ્સ. તમે જ્યારે બી કોલેજમાં આવો છો તો કોલેજમાં પહેલાંથી જ રૂલ્સ અને રેગ્યુલેશન્સ ફિક્સ હોય છે. રૂલ્સ એન્ડ રેગ્યુલેશન્સને ધ્યાનમાં રાખીને જ વર્ક કરવામાં આવે છે. તો પહેલાંથી જ બધા નિયમો તૈયાર હોય છે, ફિક્સ હોય છે, એના મુતાબિક જ મેનેજમેન્ટ કરવામાં આવે છે. તો આ કેરેક્ટરિસ્ટિક આપણે કહી શકીએ છીએ. એડેડ બટ નોટ રિપ્લેસ્ડ બાય કમ્પ્યુટર્સ. Here the seventh features of the management, that here we cannot replace the computer to manage, but yes, we can add these activities to getting the work done by others, but we cannot replace these activities. આપણે એક્ટિવિટીઝને એમાં ચેન્જ નથી કરી શકતા, પણ એક્ટિવિટીઝમાં વધારો કરી શકીએ છીએ. કમ્પ્યુટરનો ઉપયોગ આપણે કરી શકીએ છીએ, પણ કમ્પ્યુટર ઉપર જ આખા ડિપેન્ડ થઈ શકતા નથી, કેમ કે એમાં બી મેનેજમેન્ટની જરૂર પડે છે. 8th point, situational in nature. As per the situation, management is also changed. For example, in the corona situation nowadays, as per the demand of the situation, we have used our mobile phone to deliver the lecture to you. So it is the situational based activity. Same thing is applicable in the other organizations. They are performing their activities as per the situation. So here we can say that management is totally depends on the situational in nature. As per the demand, as per the situations, management can change, management can perform. Okay, so it is the characteristics of the management or features of the management. Ninth point, separate from ownership. Yes, manager and owner both are different. Owner can be a manager, manager cannot be always an owner. મેનેજર એ ઓનર માલિક હોઈ શકે છે, પણ માલિક હંમેશા મેનેજર હોઈ શકે છે પોસિબલ નથી. ફોર એક્ઝામ્પલ, મુકેશ અંબાની, હી ઇઝ ધી ઓનર ઓફ રિલાયન્સ ઇન્ડસ્ટ્રી, બટ હી કેન નોટ બી અ મેનેજર ઓફ રિલાયન્સ ઇન્ડસ્ટ્રી. ધ ડિફરન્ટ મેનેજર કેન બી અ handling their different activities. So here we can say that the ownership and the management both are different points. Here we cannot mix this point. Owner can be a manager, okay, but every time we cannot say that owner be a manager only. Manager is a different things than ownership, because nowadays management, we are taking management as a professional world. Management is also achieving the professional degrees, so they are working as a separate activities, not as an ownership activities. That's why here we can say that it is the features of the management, it is separate from the ownership. 10th point, both an art as well as a science. Here this point we have discussed in the previous one. Okay, management is an art, management is a science, and management is a profession. This point we have discussed. Okay, the 11th point is all pervasive. Pervasive means vyapak. Yes, management cannot applicable in a single way, or it cannot be applicable in a single particular way in a place. So that we can say that it is a pervasive activities. It is implemented in everywhere. In a different way we are applying the management. In a different techniques we are implementing to getting the work done by others. But management is necessary in everywhere, in every place. That's why it is pervasive. It is વ્યાપક. વ્યાપક આપણે કહી શકીએ છીએ ને કે બધી જગ્યાએ મેનેજમેન્ટ ફેલાયેલું છે. મેનેજમેન્ટ ખાલી એક જ જગ્યા પર નથી થતું, મેનેજમેન્ટ બધી જગ્યાએ થાય છે. આપણે કહી શકીએ છીએ કોલેજમાં બી થાય છે, બિઝનેસમાં બી થાય છે, હોસ્પિટલમાં બી થાય છે, રેસ્ટોરન્ટમાં બી એનો ઉપયોગ થાય છે. That's why it is pervasive. 12th point, intangible but its impact is felt. Management is intangible, but we can feel the impact of management. If there is a good management, there is a very perfect management in the organization, then we can feel that we are getting the smooth performance in the organization. If we are not implementing the perfect management in the organization, then we can feel that we are not getting the particular work in a particular way. So here we can say that it is intangible. આપણે જોઈ શકતા નથી મેનેજમેન્ટને, પણ મેનેજમેન્ટને ફીલ કરી શકીએ છીએ. મેનેજમેન્ટ છે તો આપણને વેલ્યુ છે, મેનેજમેન્ટ નથી તો આપણને ખબર પડી જાય છે. બટ ઇટ ઇઝ ઇન્ટેન્જિબલ. વી કેન નોટ સે દેટ વી કેન ટચ ધી મેનેજમેન્ટ એન્ડ વી કેન like manage the in a particular way. But here intangible, but it is impact is felt. Okay, so it is the characteristics of management. 13th point, uses a professional approach in work. Yes, management is the profession. Profession means we can say that getting the work done by others, and we have a particular degree to implement these things. So here whatever activities we are getting done by others, we will implement these things in a professional way. We cannot be a bias, we cannot be in a particular way to getting the work, but here we must be a professional one to getting the work done by others. આપણે એકદમ જેન્યુન અને પ્રોફેશનલ વેથી બીજા પાસેથી વર્ક કરાવીએ છીએ, કોઈ પણ ભેદભાવ કર્યા વગર તેની આવડત પ્રમાણે બીજા પાસેથી કામ કઢાવીએ છીએ. તો આપણે કહી શકીએ છીએ કે યુઝિસ અ પ્રોફેશનલ એપ્રોચ ઇન વર્ક. ડાયનામિક ઇન નેચર. વોટ ઇઝ ધ મિનિંગ ઓફ ડાયનામિક? એનીવન હેવ એની આઈડિયા? ધેન યુ વિલ ગેટ ધી આઈડિયા. ડાયનામિક મીન્સ ગતિશીલતા. ગતિશીલતા મીન્સ સમયની સાથે સાથે જે બદલાવ આવે છે તેને ડાયનામિક કહીએ છીએ. મેનેજમેન્ટ ઇઝ અ ડાયનામિક. ધ નેચર ઓફ ધ મેનેજમેન્ટ ઇઝ ડાયનામિક. એઝ પર ધી સિચ્યુએશન, as per the requirement, management change. As per the time, management change. That's why it is the feature of the management that it is the dynamic in nature. સમયની સાથે સાથે મેનેજમેન્ટમાં બી બદલાવ આવે છે. ક્લિયર? ઓકે, સો ધીસ આર ધી ફીચર્સ ઓફ management. Here the next is characteristics of modern management thoughts. Modern management thoughts is very important questions for your examination. I will discuss this point in the next lecture so that you will get the clear idea about the characteristics of the modern management. We will get the idea of modern management, what is modern management, what are the thoughts behind the modern management. Then you will get easily the idea behind the modern management. Okay, so that's all for today's lecture. If any student have any doubt in this lecture, please feel free to ask. I will solve your all doubts. Clear till here? Okay, thank you.